Alright, it says we're live. Welcome to Friday's vlog. While we're doing that, I'm going to make sure that we are live. It says we're starting. So you guys should be seeing here shortly. We can never 100% tell all the time with YouTube sometimes. Yep, there I am. Perfect. Alrighty. So, as with any of our vlogs, if you have any questions or want to talk about something, feel free to go ahead and comment and or in the chat, and we will talk about it. And so I'm going to start the discussion, and then hopefully eventually you guys take over and we'll do this together. So first thing, we just got done with our monthly Patreon talk chat, and that was really nice. And so part of Patreon is that we wanted to give them kind of the inside news on things that are going on, things that maybe aren't set in stone. Think about it like wet pavement type of thing, and so that's kind of one of the benefits they get. They get that news sooner than normal conversation. And so when I discuss news, it's usually something that we've put a lot of thought into, and something that's more than likely in concrete. Very rarely where I post something that's not concrete news. Just because I hate rumors, and I hate not being able to deliver on things that people think that I'm going to deliver on. So when I put news out there, I want to be able to deliver that to you with certainty that I'm going to get it done. So a lot of times, while something will send to tell people, it seems like it's breaking news, right? Oh man, this must have been happening right now. In reality, I spent months with it, trying to tweak it, make it perfect, get it ready to deliver to you guys, so you guys don't get disappointed by me not being able to deliver that information. So, but through Patreon, I kind of let people know sooner, and let people know more about certain topics, and this way they can get that sense of like, oh, we're in it, we know it now, and deliver some of their input on it. Along with that, also, we edited our Patreon to be a little bit more about the venue, because before, when we started Patreon, we were like, these people wanted to support us even when we weren't hosting LAN parties, because we're only hosting them about once a quarter. And so we set up Patreon for people to be able to do that, get cool event perks like cutting the line, getting better seating, getting cool swag, things like that. And now that we have a venue, we want there to be more venue perks. It makes sense, right? We have a venue, use it. And so we move things around a bit. Now our top tier, our warehouse multipass, you get to game here for free, plus you get free use of our VIP rooms. And that's something that hopefully will entice a lot of people who use our venue quite often to be able to take advantage of the VIP rooms a lot more, and to get the VIP rooms used more often, because we have a lot of cool stuff in our VIP rooms, and we're getting new stuff all the time. I love our dice towers. We're getting magic cards that house decks that people can use. We have the D&D privacy screens, miniatures, all those type of things. We want you guys to be able to take more advantage of that, and so that's a way that you can support us, and we can give back some cool stuff. And then we have a lower tier that is mainly about gaming all the time for free. Those who spend a lot of time here might want to. It might make more financial sense to go with that tier and get some cool swag with it as well, and get in on that. And then I updated our goals. Before, our goals were more new. They were new, right? Everything needs to be tweaked every now and again, because they're goals. Goals change. They need to change, or they should change, and they should be attainable. And so we kind of edited the wording of some of our goals. We're still, if we can reach the $500 mark, we still want to do that 12-hour LAN party for you guys with pizza, soda, that type of stuff. And then we tweaked our $1,000 mark. $1,000 mark said, hey, when we reach this much per month, we will try to extend our lease where we're at now, but that doesn't which I'll get to later, doesn't make sense for us. And so, because pop-ups are meant to be meant to last a certain amount of time, then go somewhere else. And so instead of to that, we worded it where we would continue our pop-up mentality or pop-up business plan uh, and work from there. And then we put more information into our $2,000 goal as when we get to there, where we think about and pursue a permanent venue with more permanent fixtures. For example, we want to replace the plastic tables with nice counters and other niceties as well. Something that feels like it's more permanent. And then we added a $5,000 goal where, yes, we have this permanent venue and we are steadily growing. Let's now think about where we can take it. And so at the $5,000 goal, we really start looking into the things that we just can't afford right now, or maybe even in the future. Maybe we set up a whole esports stage where we can host these big esports gatherings on the scale, not like the big stadiums that we have, but on a smaller scale, being that maybe we can fit like 100 or 200 people to watch esports tournaments and work with the esports teams over at UAA and the high schools to bring them to our esports stage and game there in a professional setting. And so, then we'll adjust those as we can attain things. Like if a sponsor comes by and says, "Hey, we want to sponsor, an esports thing," then we will take that off that $5,000 mark that we were aiming for and lower it into what we're doing now. And then, because goals, like I said earlier, are meant to change, and that's how they change. Sometimes we might not, if we cannot afford something's out of reason, like our streaming idea, if that just falls out of what we can do right now, maybe we'll push it up to the $1,000 mark or the $2,000 mark that we get to. And so I like using those Patreon goals as a way to gauge people's interest and to kind of categorize things that we can do. And so if you aren't a Patreon member, I definitely recommend you at least checking out our page, seeing what our goals is, seeing what we have there. Give us your comments. If you don't like it, if you do like it, let us know. It's patreon.com/WH49. We've added it to most of our banners now, and it's a great way for you to support us and for us to try to support you back and give thanks. So tell your friends, share it out. And if you are, I'm going to go continue into, if you belong to a company who's looking for a sponsor, maybe talk to them about us, because we do a lot with charity and we love doing it. And the way we can do more for charity is if we get hopefully some corporate sponsors as well. And we have gaming computers that we can advertise on. We have space that we can put banners up, stuff like that. So if you know of a company who's looking to sponsor some local awesome company who's doing great for the community, send them our information, or give us their information. We can reach out to ourselves. Let's move on from Patreon to E3. So as you know, E3 happened. Upset, glad, bored, whatever it may be. I myself, I tend to look at E3 afterwards. Like, I don't attend the live stuff, just so I can scrub through some of the commercials or stuff that I'm not really interested in. And honestly, this year I didn't see. I was part of that bored crowd, I guess. I saw some things like Doom. Love it. I want to see more of it. I think they did a great job revitalizing that franchise, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Borderlands, I was kind of excited about that. They have a great series. They kind of trailed down a little bit, then they trailed back up with Borderlands. So I hope that turns out really good. Bethesda is the game company I look forward to the most each year because I've been a big fan of the Fallout series, and I wanted to see what they're gonna release next for Fallout 76. But was pretty disappointed. I pre-ordered Fallout 76, got in there for the day beta they had, suffered through all their bugs, and I was like, man, maybe something better is going to happen. And I ended up just having too many bugs to play the game anymore, and so I stopped. And I was like, maybe there's still hope. I logged in even after their because they've had several updates, so I logged in after I watched, and right away I hit another bug with one of my quests. So I was like, why? I paid a good amount of money to play this game that's just full of bugs still. Yeah, and they came out with some great updates. I got to admit that, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the Wasteland home I thought it was going to be. So, and I'm curious what you guys think about your E3 experience. And I think some of you actually went down there, which I thought was awesome. I would love to go to E3 and PAX and a bunch of these other conventions someday and get a first world experience with that. There was some VR stuff announced. I know Xbox said they're releasing I forget what game for some reason, but there's like a lot. Most of these announcements were a lot just like, yeah, 2020 sometime we're gonna get into it, and I'm just like that's I guess it's not that far away, but it feels far away. I don't know why 2020 feels so far, or even 2021. And last year they were like, hey, we got something today. Today you can go and like when they released Fallout 4, they released Fallout Shelter that day. Like you can download it tonight, and immediately I downloaded the game and started playing. It was great, and it was free. There was not too much of that. Xbox announced their streaming deal, and it's not really announced. We kind of knew about it, but they kind of went into a little bit more details, I believe. But E3 overall, this year, I don't know, I just didn't get hyped about it like I do usually during the years. Even though they announced like 100 and some odd games, which is a ridiculous amount of games. So I'm curious to see what games you guys were most interested in. Maybe what games you were disappointed in, because that seems to be a good trend for me. Um, and I quickly think some of the games I was disappointed in, I quickly just glossed over. I don't remember their names. Um, there was that futuristic one that they announced. Kind of announced. We kind of knew it was 2077 something. What was it? And I can look it up real quick. We can talk about it. 2077 Cyberpunk 2077. Now that was my favorite announcement of E3. Seeing Keanu Reeves up there just do his thing, and you're awesome. No, you're awesome. You can't. Yeah, that's oh my goodness, that was so awesome. And then Keanu Reeves blowing up all over the internet, and he's in the game. I think Cyberpunk is probably a game I'm going to pick up. It seems interesting. Seems like they put a lot of thought into that, and well, you never know until you actually get to play the game and see what mistakes might have been made. So Cyberpunk, I think that's the game I'm going to get. I'm not going to pre-order it. I've made my decision. I'm not going to pre-order anything. I don't think there's a point until you can get that reliable quality that you expect when you pre-order a game. Uh, and I'm curious to see if there's any games that you've already pre-ordered. I do know uh, there is a Steam sale coming up later on this month. That I'm looking forward to because I am and I'm not. I don't want to spend all my money, but Steam kind of makes me. And I already have about 110, 115 games in my Steam library already, half of which I still got to get to. Dang you, Humble Bundle. Uh, so I don't know what game I really want to pick up. Um, Microsoft's game. Oh, why can't I had the first one. My brain is scatterbrained today. Um, I want to pick up Metro. Hopefully that goes on sale. Metro Exodus. I've heard great things about it. They are. I love the first two games. Can't wait to see what they did with the next one. I heard some weirdness about the open world setting, but that happens. You know, as long as overall it's a good game, you know, I can deal with that. The small issues like that. Um, a game that I liked that I would love to see either a remake or a addition to would be Mad Max. And I played that game. I was like a Mad anything based off a movie usually isn't that great, but they Mad Max did a great job with their open world. And if Metro, I realize different publishers, all this other stuff, but if Metro even even skims that, I think it's going to be a great game to play. That's what I'm looking forward to. Next up on our docket, take a look here. The venue. All right, let's talk about some venue stuff. So, we are a pop up venue, and so obviously we can't stay here forever, even though that'd be kind of nice to be able to not have to worry about venue space. Um, we are sooner than later going to have to find a new venue, and we're already looking. Don't worry about that. Don't be like, oh no, when are they going to announce a place? We're already looking, but we're not having the greatest of luck right now. So if you guys know of any people who have warehouse space, retail space, or space they just don't know what they're going to do with, let us know. Get us in contact. We want to work with people, but they need to work. They need to be willing to work with us. There's a few spaces that would have worked great for us, but we just can't afford to rent right now. We are a brand new business, you know, and so if anyone knows of any good space, let us know. This space has been pretty good to us. It has its quirks. Don't get me wrong, but I can't really complain too much. We've been really able to experiment with different things. We were able to reconfigure other things, and we have grown so much as a company being here. And I can't wait for the next chapter to see what we can do with bigger space or different space, whatever space we can kind of get into, and seeing how we can most optimize what we do for this space and see what we can do. We are creative people, and really the sky's the limit when it comes to this stuff. And it's amazing what we can do with space. So that's a little bit about the space. You know, uh, I don't know exactly when we'll have to be out. I'm thinking around the September-ish timeline. But so if you don't see events happening past July, that's kind of why we don't want to schedule big events or even small events unless we know what the venue is going to be like at that point. Once I get confirmation of the exact month, then I can do better at scheduling. And we'll probably have a week or two that we will be closed just so we can pack up and we can move to our new location. And, you know, to speak a little bit of truth, if we don't find a space, we won't be just going away. I'm pretty sure we'll find a space, but if we do have to kind of, there is a possibility of us packing our stuff and kind of putting it into a storage for a little while. And that will be fine. That would just means that we downsize for a little while and we go back to the quarterly LAN parties that we were hosting before. And we'll still be involved in things like Extra Life, Art of Comic Con, SenshiCon, MTAZ Unlimited, stuff like that. So we'll still be involved in all that, and we'll still be a company trying to move forward. We'll just have to have a little bit of a lull period, which is, it happens. You know, it's not, nothing in this life is definite, and that's just one of those cases. However, we hope we don't. And so we're staying positive, and every day we look for space, we talk to people, and people love what we do. We just have to find a good mix between space and the price. That's all. So we're on the lookout. Let's move on, unless someone has anything. We're on the more part. So I kind of expected some people to have comments on some of the E3 stuff, but that's fine. You'll probably have your comments a little bit later. Um, something, and I just had in my brain when we were talking about the venue. I still have uh, the streaming booths. I still have it in my mind that we want to do that, and I've been getting my Amazon cart filled with not really cart, but our wish list filled with things that will help streaming go a long way. And we're talking with people who want to see what their thoughts were, and so I'm always interested in other people's thoughts about streaming streaming rooms where you can have a whole room to yourself. It's private. It's sound dampened, so you don't have to worry about outside noise. It's just to get out of the house. Because I know I work better sometimes when I get out of the house. I know other people work better when they get out of the house, and provide them a space where they can stream and not use their own internet to do so. You can use ours, which is fast. We've already optimized our network. You don't have to worry about someone streaming YouTube in the other room, just killing your internet. So it's been on my mind, and I absolutely love the idea. We have to get the space to do it. Just it's first world problems. Games we've have. I want to talk about our games, our Xbox games specifically. I'm so happy about this. We have over 100 Xbox games, Xbox 360 games, and that's just individual, like not including duplicates. Duplicates were probably around 120 games, maybe even 150. We have a lot of original Xbox games now, and we need people to play them, but that will come. And some people do. Some people love that nostalgia of playing those older Xbox games. Me myself, I love Tony Hawk's for I think it was Underground for the original Xbox. Love that game. So I look forward to escaping every once in a while and going back in the past and playing those games. I think if we have time today, I think I will also be on Twitch building another computer. We had some parts that weren't correct, so we sent them back, and we have enough to build one more. We have to build two in total to reach the 16 that we said we're going to have. So hopefully tonight we'll be building one of those live on Twitch. So it will be live and we'll be open, so we'll have to do both. So bear with me with that. So if you're bored, don't know what to do, either come down and be part of it, or check us out on Twitch and see that happening. Super excited for that. The parts have been just laying around. I just needed to build it, so here we go. Beyond that, we have some events coming up later on. Not later on. This Saturday, we have our first kids D&D meetup. We had one of our DM's daughter who wanted to play D&D, but it's hard for kids sometimes to play with adults in D&D because they don't always get the correlation between things to do, and the quests are sometimes a little bit too hard for the children or whatever it may be. And so this is an opportunity for children to get involved with D&D with other children, so we can really, not me, but the DM can really fine tune that campaign to the children and can adapt it. And hopefully everyone will be at the same level in understanding the campaign and working through it, and hopefully they'll get a newfound love for the game. And this will be a great opportunity. I think we have 2 DMs who are going to be campaigning, so there are going to be 2 groups, and if we get enough interest, we might be able to get a third. And we'll meet every Saturday, a little bit earlier in the day. I think it's around 1, and it'll be a great opportunity. So if you have kids or you know kids who want to get in part of D&D, I think we're going to try to keep it 16 and under. Most of the kids are around 12, so be on the lookout for that. And what's kind of cool is next Saturday, not the Saturday coming up, but the Saturday after, we have D&D by the Fire, where we have 2 DMs who are going to be doing a one-off campaign. We're going to have the fire pit, 2 fire pits going. People are going to be crowded around, not crowded, but people will be around it. and we're gonna have 2 campaigns going, and I invite all of you out to come watch, if not participate, and bring a camping chair. That's all you need to do, and if you want, bring. We have 1 propane and 1 fire for the wood fire pit. If you want to bring some marshmallows and toast some marshmallows, I'm totally cool with that. We'll have a fire extinguisher and some water, so we don't have to worry about fire escaping. Always have to worry about fire safety. So we'll have everything all safe, and hopefully it'll be a good time. And if a character dies, we're gonna Viking death their character sheet into the fire. So check that out, and hopefully we'll see you there. And that'll be towards later on that night. So after the kids D&D gets done, a few hours later, the adult, I guess, D&D session will take place. And kids are welcome. I cannot promise the language of their campaign, so that's something to keep in mind. And hopefully we'll see some character sheets in the fire. Later on this month, we have a Extra Life flea market. So before I go into that, I want to say, if you haven't participated in Extra Life and want to, we do have Extra Life meetings happening once a month. And if you are thinking about it, we do have a team. So check out our website, check out our Twitch dashboard. We have it there. Find our link and join. It should be also in the meeting notes, I believe. If not, just message us. We'll send you the link. We'll get you involved. But not everyone is into streaming their games, or just don't feel comfortable with it. But they still want to participate in Extra Life and help kids. And so we have this flea market that's gonna happen here in a few weeks, where if you have extra stuff, you can bring it by. We'll give you a table, and you can sell your things for donations. And there's not really cash being involved. It's all credit card in your donation page, where you can accept donations for your items. Kind of what I just said. So that's a great way to get donations and get rid of some stuff that you don't need right now. Last year I had like $300-400 that I got through that. So and everyone last year who participated had gotten a donation through the garage sale. So we'll have our garage sale signs out, and we'll be bringing people in. So find the event on our Facebook page, join, give me your link so I can get you a QR code, and it's going to be a great time. Even if you don't necessarily want to sell stuff or don't have anything to sell, stop by and see if we have any cool stuff for you to pick up. It's going to be great, and I can't wait to see everyone out there. We do have 3 tournaments happening this month, it looks like. We have a League of Legends tournament. I think it's League of Legends. We have a Fortnite tournament, and we have a Hearthstone tournament. The Hearthstone tournament is going to be by the fire, and we're having a fireside gathering by the fireside. And all these events are on our Facebook, so definitely please check them out, and get involved if you can. It's going to be a lot of fun time. I know the Hearthstone and the Fortnite tournament are both up to $200 in prizes, so you might as well join. It's going to be a fun time, and it's like a $10 entry fee, so why not? And beyond that, I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be another Pokemon tournament here. Every Tuesday, we have Tabletop Tuesday, free tabletop and board games. Thursday, because tabletop is so popular, we actually used to have card games with that, but we had to move it to Thursday. So Thursdays now is trading card Thursdays, where you can get to play. We open up the whole space for trading card games. Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, whatever it may be, you can come by and play it. So please stop by. We will have a few house decks for Magic to play on if you want to get back into it, and you'll have your own decks. That's perfectly fine. And I think that's about it. Right, there's two you guys tuning in. Thank you for that. Hopefully more will tune in after they get off work and watch the video on demand. And leave any comments you have. Subscribe if you want. If you keep wanting to see these vlogs, and you want to have this interaction, make sure you give us a like and you give us a subscribe. I don't care if you hit the bell icon, but if you want to, go ahead. We'll post out the links on social media before we do this, and hopefully every Friday we can do these nice live videos. If you're bored later on, hit us up on Twitch. We'll be streaming, hopefully building a computer, or stop by. That works too. It'd be great to see you guys. So if no one else has anything, I'll end the stream there. I'll get ready to open up here in a few minutes and stop on by. So how do I end this one? This is a different one. Okay, I see it. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much.